Alright, it's time for GravelPit. We're going to talk about strategy. I'm finally going to do it. Now, my plan of attack for doing this is, first of all, it's probably going to go more than 10 minutes. So if that ends up being the case after I'm done doing this, I'm going to split it up into 2 videos or however many videos are necessary. But more specifically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about attack and defending for each of the 3 points that make up this little triangle of a map. So, first thing I'm talking about is A point, which is what we're looking at right here. A point, A point, A point. Right then. Defensively speaking, let's do that. Very rarely will you find it worthwhile to defend the A point because since this place is very open and because it's very open, let's just start with that. Because the A point is very open, it's not easy to have set up a sentry that will last because of snipers, demo men who can fire their stickies very quickly, well not very quickly, but very far away when they hold the button down. Rockets are another reason. But my point is, it's not very easy to set up an engineer base, and it's not really easy to defend. You can put up stickies and whatnot, but unless you have like more than half of your 6 people over here, the defense, whatever you have, is not going to last very long. If anything, the most effective classes you could use over here are snipers. For example, right about here-ish, you can jump from this place right here to get up here, and then crouch and get a nice little tight angle on that. You can get like 1 shot, maybe 2 shots off, but the attacking side, when they know what they're doing, they'll be able to know that you're there. So that will just make the whole process of hitting it even harder. Typically, from the attacking side, A is much more likely to be less well defended of the 2 points that you have in the beginning, the A and the B points, and so because of that, you normally go for the A point first. So let's talk about the pro jump. For every class, regardless of what you are, it is possible. Notice I say possible. Didn't say it was easy, but it's possible for you to jump onto this little platform right here. The actual little invisible floor is about right here, but you land at about this height, and then you jump and try to get right here. If you are able to pull it off during the warm-up time in the beginning, before the doors go up of each round, kudos. You deserve to get all the kills you're going to get from doing this. But let's say what the normal thing that you could do. My team tried to do this in the past, but I was the team medic. I could not get this jump down in time, although I was able to do it, but I couldn't get it down consistently enough. So what you would do is you would get a medic to jump onto the pro jump, land about here, and then have your soldier, your pocket, or whatever your pocket is, come up here, and then just basically have a crits ready to go right in front of the doorway. And normally this works out pretty fine because since the attacking side is almost always going to attack the A point first, if you have a crits right here, they're all going to be sitting at that doorway, and they're not going to expect it because your medic doesn't have the range to be able to get a crits up here unless he is on the platform with you, you being the pocket in this instance. And so it's very nice when you can pull that off. You're guaranteed a lot of kills in the first round. But yes, so that's just one little I don't want to call it a strategy. A strategy is more of like an abstract plan, but that's one tactic you can use for defending this point. Assuming you can pull it off, it's not easy to do. Typically, you can have a scout sitting on one of the rooftops waiting. If you do set up an engineer base, you can put a sentry right here. That's somewhat effective. Although, as I've said before, there isn't really any place you can put a sentry here that will both defend the point well enough, and at the same time be able to get enough kills to help you pull your weight. So most of the time it's not worth it, but if you did want to put a sentry on the A to defend the A point, this would be a good spot because it's in range of both of the doorways. But once again, it will not last very long. Another point that's commonly seen is to put one right back here by the ammo pack, not necessarily in this spot, but in this little area. I'm sure there are specific spots that you can find when you watch demos and whatnot, and I haven't really paid attention to where those sentries would go here because it's very rare that you see people put that much effort into defending A, but I'm just assuming for a moment while I talk about this point that you want to defend A for whatever reason. I'm just telling you how. Another point of interest for putting a teleporter you can put one right here. Another trick is to get a dispenser to put it right here, jump up top, put a little teleporter exit right here. It's not easy to hit. If there's like a demo man who notices it, it'll be really easy for him to get. Rockets can splash damage off of this wall and hit the teleporter exit, so It's not very reliable, but once again, I'm just assuming you want to put all the effort you can into defending A and talking about how you would do that. So yes, as I've said, scouts can go up here. You can have you can have a soldier in your pocket, pretty much like rotating from side to side right here as the to check the exits. That's one way. That's one thing you can do. If you want to have a demo man, you can have him around here putting stickies as long as he can on each of these little doorways. At the beginning of each round, by the way, you can also put stickies up on this doorway right here. That's also a very common thing that you can see happen. Usually it's good enough for causing the attacking side to at least hesitate for a few moments before going out to get A, but normally they'll be able to like see the trap and go around it somehow or do something to deal with it. Let's see. I talked about the scouts, I talked about the soldier, the demo man, the sniper. I already talked about the sniper thing sitting over here on this little bit, and then after you, assuming that you survive long enough to be able to get a few shots off here, normally after, what happens when you're defending A is, after you lose your first life defending A, it's not worth it to go back and defend it more as a team, and it immediately becomes more cost efficient, which is what this is all about, cost efficiency, when you're playing these stopwatch maps. Stopwatch meaning one person sets the pace, the other person tries to meet it or beat it, pretty much. But once you die after using your first life to defend A, very rarely is it cost effective to continue to defend it. And after you do that, you just immediately go over and defend B. So I think that's all there is to talk about defensively speaking. I'm probably going to get like comments or whatever for the video, or people are going to talk in the forums about different things I might have missed. And if you can find something that's worth mentioning, please do. I mean, I'm not the encyclopedia of this stuff. I can just tell you what normally happens and what would be more cost efficient than not. So yes, I believe this is done for the A point. I don't know how long this video lasted. I'm just going to cut it off right here, and then I'm going to go to the B point and do it there, and then do it for the C point, and you see the pattern. So yes, I'm done.